If you're into games like Mega Man, Shovel Knight, and Cyber Shadow, you're in luck because in this video I'm highlighting 15 upcoming action platformers that should definitely be on your radar. Let's get right into the list. Starting off the list strong is the vibrant Brock Crocodile. In Brock Crocodile, you'll take on the role of the rad red croc known as Brock, who's equipped with his trusty whip and fruit gun. In this game, you'll blast and swing your way through an adventure inspired by the 90s, taking on giant bee mechas, mad ductors, and more as you try to stop the Wicked Wise and his legion of minions. Along your adventure, you'll explore quiet, undisturbed ruins, bustling cityscapes, and secret underground volcano bases as you help Brock save his home. This is a love letter to the mascot platformers of the 90s combined with the slapstick comedy of 80s and 90s Saturday morning cartoons. My nostalgia is soaring, and I can't wait to check this one out. Next up, we have a game boasting quite the unique setting in ERRA EXORDIUM. ERRA EXORDIUM is a 2D action platformer within a diesel punk setting. In this game, you'll explore a world based on Sumerian Akkadian mythology and take the role of a scientist who was able to cheat death and fight the rebellious army of Mechatrons. Fitting the diesel punk setting, you'll play as a hero whose consciousness has been transferred to a mechanical shell. As you explore this detailed world, your ammo and resources are limited. You'll need to use both wisely, or the difficult road ahead will surely lead to death. I look forward to finding out the truth behind the death of the archipelago, as well as taking in the impressive pixel art in the process. Up next is an action platformer with plenty of bite in MAKIS Adventure. MAKIS Adventure is an action platformer that has you taking on various enemies and bosses and exploring the dungeons by shifting into one of 3 different shark forms. These shark forms allow you to swim under and over hazards, and each form has unique abilities that will aid in traversal. As you explore the different dungeons in MAKIS Adventure, you'll discover and meet new friends that can not only help you, but can offer some sweet minigames to check out to mix things up. These minigames include darts, fishing, and there even looks to be a 3D flying section, which I definitely want to see more of. I'm so ready to see all this game has to offer. Next up is a game with some impressive 16-bit pixel art visuals in Tiny THOR. Tiny THOR is a retro-inspired action platformer featuring Mjolnir, the legendary hammer. In this game, you'll hit enemies in their weak spots, trigger various switches and solve puzzles, and engage in precise combat featuring exhilarating boss battles. The world of Tiny THOR is meticulously crafted and holds many secrets, so you'll want to explore as much of it as you can. Along the way, you'll encounter light physics puzzle sections that make good use out of your extra bouncy hammer. This hammer can be freely aimed and bounces off of both surfaces and enemies, enabling all kinds of trick shots. That's something I need to check out for myself. Up next is a game developed by the team behind the Guns, Gore, and Cannoli series with Warhammer 40k Shoot as Blood and Teeth. Warhammer 40k Shoot as Blood and Teeth is a run-and-gun action platformer full of classic side-scrolling goodness. In this game, you'll spearhead an orc invasion, destroy the Hive City, and kill your war boss. You can choose your class, picking between 4 distinct characters, each with their own unique toolkit true to the Warhammer 40k lore. The game has a single-player campaign, but also features co-op locally and online for additional mayhem. There's also a PvP mode, which is the kind of chaos I love to see. With that kind of chaos and a metal soundtrack, I'm so ready to check this one out. Rounding out the top 10 is a game that nails that Mega Man feeling that I love in Fallen Leaf. Fallen Leaf is a retro-inspired action platformer that has you jumping and shooting your way through over 70 platforming stages riddled with secrets. You'll play as Leaf, an eager treasure hunter tasked with putting a stop to a merciless ruler reawakened by his own hand. Along your journey, you'll collect gauntlet upgrades to power up your attacks and expand your arsenal with magical sub-weapons for adaptive combat approaches. This is a game that rewards strategic approaches rather than button mashing, but thankfully the game features several unlockable characters to fit your playstyle. Fallen Leaf is currently slated for 2022. At number 9, we have a game that harkens back to the era of games like Flashback with Lunark. Lunark is a cinematic action platformer adventure set in the midst of a rebellion against a totalitarian regime. In this game, you'll run, jump, and shoot your way through gorgeous and mysterious locations. Lunark takes place on a futuristic planet during an escalating conflict between humans and an oppressive droid army. As events progress, Leo must use his acrobatic skills to help the workers escape by unlocking the emergency exit. To do so, he'll journey deep into the recesses of the factory and deal with numerous hazards and security measures. Lunark is set to launch on PC and console in late 2022. Next up, we have a game with plenty of combo chaining potential in GIGABUSTER. GIGABUSTER is a fiery action platformer focused on fluid movement and combat. In this game, you'll jump, dash, shoot, and swing to stop a colorful cast of bosses who all happen to be corporate CEOs. GIGABUSTER features 9 companies to break into, delivered in sets of 3 that you can tackle in any order, including a hub world linking them all together. To take on this challenge, you'll be equipped with a variety of weapons and traversal options, including a grappling hook, rail grinding, and much more. more. You'll also have armor, which can be upgraded along the way, and special abilities for some slick combos. This is one game with a demo on Steam. At number 7, we have a game with some flashy melee-focused combat in Gravity Circuit. Gravity Circuit is a 2D action platformer in the spirit of console classics. In this game, you'll follow Kai, a lone operative war hero who harnesses mysterious powers on an adventure in a post-apocalyptic world inhabited by sentient robots. You'll channel your power into fists and send foes flying while protecting the innocent along the way. Along your quest, you will acquire new powers which will allow you to go even further and improve those sweet combos. Your platforming and combat skills will be tested against an armada of enemies and bosses. I'm loving the presentation and combat, and I look forward to seeing more as time goes on. Next up, we have a game with some seriously snappy combat in Advent Neon. Advent Neon is a hyperactive 2D action platformer with fast attacks, omnidirectional dashing, and time freezing capabilities. In this game, you'll take to Neopolis as Neon, punching your way through all manner of robots to get your creator's body back. You can shred through enemies at light speed with attack chaining and transform into an engine of destruction at 100% power to show the world what you can really do. For my fellow platform fighter fans, Advent Neon features a full platform fighter's moveset, including wave dashing and cancelable attacks to vary up your combos. While we don't have a release date just yet, thankfully there's a demo on Steam. At number 5, we have the third installment in a long-running series in Azure Striker Gunvolt 3. Azure Striker Gunvolt 3 is a fast-paced action platformer starring series mainstay Gunvolt along with a new star known as Kieran. In this game, you'll take control of Kieran's stylish sword action or Gunvolt's devastating lightning powers to clear stages with show-stopping abilities. You can switch between both characters on the fly to play the way you want to play. New to the series are image pulses, which allow you to summon comrades and rivals from Gunvolt's past to attack, grant abilities, and more. There are over 150 of these to collect, so you'll have plenty to look forward to as you explore. The wait is almost over as the game releases this winter. Next up, we have a game from the team behind Blazing Chrome in Vengeful Guardian MOONRIDER. Vengeful Guardian MOONRIDER is a side-scrolling action platformer that channels the golden age of classic 16-bit action games in a full-throttle quest for revenge. Conceived as a tool to preserve the totalitarian state, the MOONRIDER instead rejects its intended purpose and wages a relentless battle for vengeance against its creators and fellow super soldiers. The game features responsive and snappy combat with plenty of challenge, but along the way you'll find modifiers to help you with the daunting journey ahead. These devs know their way around a retro-fueled action platformer, so I'm very confident that this will be a great time. At number 3, we have a game with breathtaking visuals in Replaced. Replaced is a 2.5D sci-fi action platformer where you play as Reach, an artificial intelligence trapped in a human body against its own will. The game combines cinematic platforming, pixel art, and free-flow action combat set in an alternative 1980s. This alternative setting is a stylized and gritty cyberpunk world where everything is ruled by corruption and greed and outlaws are everywhere. You'll need to fight your way through numerous enemies ready to hunt you down. The lighting and atmosphere on display is stunning and the combat looks equally satisfying. Replace may not be out until 2023, but based on how it looks, the wait will be worth it. Next up, we have a game that recently completed a successful Kickstarter campaign in Bat-Boy. Bat-Boy is a 2D action platformer set against rich, nostalgic 8-bit backdrops. In this game, you'll swing, deflect, spin, and power hit your way through exciting baseball-style combat. The Mage Lord Vicious has brainwashed Bat-Boy's fellow teammates in order to participate in the Trials of Darkness, a heinously brutal series of athletic events. It's up to Bat-Boy to free his teammates from Lord Vicious while taking on their powers along the way. Each environment in Bat-Boy is full of secrets, collectibles, and unlockable music to discover as you explore. I love this game's demo, which is still available, and I can't wait to experience the full game. At number 1, we have a game with some incredible movement potential and a soundtrack from the Sonic Mania composer in Berserk Boy. Berserk Boy is a vibrant 2D action platformer that combines a modern adventure with a retro feel. In this game, you'll jump, dash, slam, and slide through multiple sprawling stages while finding alternate paths and hidden collectibles along the way. On your quest to save the planet, you'll merge with the 5 Berserk Force Orbs, including lightning, fire, earth, air, and ice, and absorb their unique abilities. This will help you in chaining together some impressive combos as you battle various enemies and bosses. Berserk Boy is full of retro goodness, and I'm so excited to check out the full game when it's ready. So which games from this list are you most excited about? Let me know in the comments below. If you like this video, please leave a like. Don't forget to subscribe to discover your next favorite games, and I'll see you in the next one.